hated how she would have to defend me every time someone said I was big. I just wanted to be the best version of myself, whatever that would look like. It is ridiculous for my weight to be why I don't get a job. We have eyes and we have brain to process what we see with our eyes. Hey guys, it's Germaine and welcome to my channel. Today's video, it's actually a video that was requested of me, and it's also a video that I kind of wanted to do for some time now, and we're doing it today. So today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the 6 reasons basically that I decided to lose weight, and it's also kind of the reasons that keep me motivated and helps me stay on track with weight loss. Let me just tell you something, honestly, you know how like there are people on the internet who post their weight loss journey and it's like they lost 40 pounds or they lost like 100 pounds or whatever, and then they lose it in like 3 months or 4 months, and they've managed to keep it up for like years and they never like mess up. They just manage to do it like in one stretch. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people who in the beginning I was like, yeah, let's do this like in one go, and then it became sort of like a very slow journey for me because I would mess up here and there. I would never gain weight, but I would stay at a certain weight or maybe gain a little bit, like maybe 1 kg, 2 kg, and then after we'll be on the journey of going back down again. And that's how I lost my first 40 kg. It was a lot of up and down until COVID hit. I came down to 89 kg in 2019, and then when COVID hit, I started slowly gaining all the weight back, and I went up to 104 kg. So before that I was 120 kg, we went down to 89 kg, and then I went back up to 104 kg during COVID. And that was the first time I like gained a lot of the weight rapidly. I mean, not rapidly, I gained it over time. And I think in 2022, last year, was when I was like, I need to get back on track and I'm going to do it properly this time, but I'm going to make it a journey. I am in no hurry. I'm not catching a train. I'm not about to audition for America's Next Top Model. I'm not about to do anything that require me to be skinny super quick. I'm doing this for myself, and I'm going to share with you in this video what were my driving source to lose the weight and what is my driving source that keeps me on track and not give up. So I started doing my weight loss properly last year, towards the end of last year. I would say maybe like November, December, especially after I got this watch for as a Christmas present from my sister's boyfriend, and it really like motivated me to keep track on my like, calories, my walks and all of that. And so I started doing like my weight loss properly end of December after I got my watch actually. And so now we are at 80 kg finally, and right now I kind of hit a plateau which I am trying to break, and I would document the journey of what I'm doing to to break out of my plateau. I would love to document that journey on this channel, which I will be doing. I'm working on some videos, but at the moment let's talk about what made me decide, you know what, I'm done being a fatty, I want to lose weight. Firstly, I just want to say that I never ever thought or knew of anyone who lost weight like the healthy way. I've never seen it in my life. I didn't know that you can do it, or maybe it was too like far-fetched for me because I just had no point of reference when it came to weight loss and how to do it healthily. I've never seen it. I've only had like family members or people that I know in my mom's friend circle who lost a lot of weight by doing like random stuff like juice diets and soup diets and just all this drastic stuff. So in my life, my circle, I've not seen it. I've never seen it. So I really didn't know that, hey, it can actually happen. You can actually go from looking like this to looking like this. You can go from feeling like this to feeling like this. You can actually do this. I didn't know. So what happened was, I think I was like 25 years old, and my mom and I found this like course where they were giving out like a free human resource course, and so my mom and I took the course together. And over there we met this guy who he was like an adult man, older man, and he was talking to my mom, and he was telling my mom that, hey, your daughter's weight is really heavy, and it's very concerning because she's young and her heart like having to pump like much blood like through the body and stuff like that. Like he was like, it's dangerous for her to be this big. And you know, like I was that girl that like was super huge. I would walk into a room and yeah, you would know I was there. I'd arrived. So this guy was like, she needs to do something about her weight, but he didn't say it in a like, oh my gosh, your daughter is so fat, like why is she so big? He said it in a more of like a concern kind of way. And I know body positive movement people hate this kind of stuff. When people are like being genuinely concerned, they hate it. But anyway, let's talk about my story. Let's not talk about them. We're talking about my story. So he told my mom that, and my mom, so bear in mind, my mom have had a lot of people tell her that your daughter is big, like, oh my gosh, how is your daughter so much bigger than you, and things like that. People would always say it, and she'd always just brush it off, and she'd always just be like, I think she's beautiful just the way she is, and stuff like that. But I think what this guy said kind of like stuck to her, so she told me about it. And literally that was the thing that like shocked me, because I didn't know that being fat had an effect on like your health, like your heart and stuff. I didn't know that it can have an effect on your health. And so it was only much later when I did more research that I realized. And also I started having issues later on, and it was because of my weight, and I didn't know that. So having no knowledge that weight can cause problems like this, because of my mom, when she told me, I was just like, oh my gosh, my heart, my poor little heart, having to pump blood to support this whole body, and I'm carrying all of this weight, and the only reason I am this big is because of my eating. But at the same time, I didn't know what to do. And also, like, when I say it was because of my eating, now I know it was because of my eating, but at that time I genuinely thought that genetics had a lot to play in my size, because I was always told by my mom, and I was told by a lot of my relatives that, oh, your dad's side, everybody's very big, and so that's why. So the first thing that like shocked me and made me think like, oh my gosh, I should do something about this, was that. But I didn't know how. And funnily enough, during this time was the exact same time Jessie from Little Mix, I was a huge Little Mix fan, okay, during this time. And I noticed that Little Mix had released their second album, and Jessie from Little Mix had like lost a lot of weight during this time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I remember her being a little bit more chubbier, especially like when she was on the X Factor and stuff. How come she like lost a lot of weight? And then I dove into it, and I found out that she was exercising, and apparently she was exercising like crazy and all this. And I was like, wait, so you actually can lose weight just from like moving, from exercising? And I was like, I had no idea. And that was sort of like my first revelation of like, you can actually do this just by exercising and changing your eating. So changing my eating was sort of like, when I noticed that Jessie had lost a lot of weight and she was exercising and stuff, I started looking more into people who had lost weight from eating healthy or exercising, and what they were doing and stuff. So the more I was looking into it, the more I found like YouTube videos about weight loss and people who lost weight, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually a thing. People are actually doing this just by eating like regular foods and moving. And so that was like my jump start of actually feeling like I too can do this. So if you ask me what made me start, it was my health, because I feared that my heart, like I could get a heart attack, or I just didn't want to harm my heart. I'm very like I'm very like about my organs. I just don't like doing anything to damage it. It scares me a lot. And so yeah, that was like my eye-opener and my first wake-up call. So as I started losing weight and I started doing good, now the question is, what keeps me on that track of like doing good and, you know, just continually losing weight and stuff like that? You need to have a bigger goal. And I've heard a lot of people say that they always used to say to themselves that as soon as I lose weight, everything will be okay, everything will be better. And then they lose the weight and then they feel like nothing has changed in their life, everything is the same. I feel like for me, weight loss is not like my ultimate life goal. I feel like I have a lot of things in my life that I want to do and want to achieve, and I have so much of things that I'm working on. Weight loss is just part of the stepping stone to get me to those things that I want to do, if that makes sense. So I never looked at like, oh, as soon as I lose weight, I will get like everything that I want in my life will just fall in place. I never look at weight loss that way. It was never that way for me, and it still not is now. So my drive and my motivation for what's keeping me going and what's helping me to keep going is the fact that I look at weight loss as a stepping stone to achieve bigger things than I currently am already able to do. So for example, the first thing, I know this sounds so shallow and it's fine if you cannot relate to me, but for me, this is a very important thing, and that's dressing up. I love clothes, I love fashion, I love dressing up. I feel like how you dress up and how you present yourself tells society who you want to be and who you are. And I really feel like that's why you dress a certain way when you go to someone's wedding, you dress a certain way when it's a picnic, you dress a certain way when it's a funeral, you dress a certain way when it's a job interview. You don't dress to a job interview as if you were going to go to a supermarket. So I feel like genuinely how you dress tells the world and tells people who you are and who you want to be. And when I was overweight, I was very fashionable. I would wear all these like clothes that I thought signified who I was, because I thought I was not a very girly girl, and I would cover that whole thing. I think I shared before, and I would try to be the funny one. And so if you're going to be the funny one, then you've also got to dress the part of the funny one. But that was not who I was, but I just wanted to, I felt like my style needed to go with my personality at that time. And so I would always dress very Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I would wear those like, chunky Justin Bieber shoes. I would wear like this checkered shirts that were colorful. I was just colorful head to toe. And also this was the era that I discovered Little Mix, and so they were very colorful with their outfits, and so I would also kind of like jack their style a little bit and be very colorful with my outfits. So I've always been a lover of like dressing up and clothes and stuff, but I felt that I was put in somewhat of a box because of my size. I just had to. So people would always tell my mom things like, oh, Germaine is so confident the way she dresses. I really admire her confidence. They never said I look nice. They never said, oh, Germaine looks beautiful. They were always like, Germaine is so confident. I admire her confidence dressing up the way she's dressing up. And somehow that's a compliment, but at that time I took it as a compliment, and then I grew up now and I'm just like, I don't think that was a compliment. My biggest motivation was I just want to be able to wear whatever that I want to wear and just feel comfortable. I just never wanted to. I hate the feeling of like when I put on clothes I'm always adjusting. I hate the feeling of trying on clothes in the house and being like, yeah, I look nice in this, and then as soon as it's time to go out I'm like, yeah, I have no confidence to pull this off, and I take it off and just change into another outfit. I hated the feeling of where at home everything seems fine, then as soon as I start walking, when I'm out and about, suddenly my shirt starts riding up, my pants start going down, and I'm pulling to cover my fats. I just hated all of that, and I was like, I just really want to feel like I can just wear clothes and not have to be concerned about like, oh, my shirt is riding up and people can see my fats and my rolls and all of that. Like, I was just tired of that. And so, and then also there's a part where there's a lot of nice clothes, nice outfits, but because of my body type, I'm not saying that you cannot wear clothes that doesn't suit your body type. I mean, I think now people are very like, just wear whatever you want to wear, and if you feel good in it, then so be it. But for me, I feel like you should dress for your body type, and if your body type, your clothes can either flatter you or make you look really like horrible and accentuate places that you don't want it to focus on. Because I love clothes and fashion, but my body was big, I always knew that I couldn't wear certain clothes, so I would always be like, okay, when I lose weight I will start wearing that, when I lose weight I'll start wearing that. People would say, just wear it. Why do you need to wait for when you lose weight then wear it? The whole point of wearing the clothes is not because I want to wear it. The whole point of wearing the clothes is because I want to look good wearing it, if that makes sense. Is that normal, people? That you want to look good wearing an outfit, not you want to wear it just because you can wear it. So that was my first biggest motivation, and until today that is something that motivates me, because I have clothes that I still can't fit right now, and I would always remind myself that, okay, we're gonna retry this again in like 2 months time, we're gonna retry this again in like 1 month time, because I want to wear these clothes and I really think I can look good in it. I just need to be able to be in a place where I would look good in it. Number 2, the thing that drives me and motivates me to lose weight is opportunities. Now, there are some opportunities that you need to lose weight in order to try out for, and one of the things that I've always wanted to try was flight attending. And I never had this dream or anything like that until my sister did it, and then I saw how she got to travel the world because she did it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I actually really want to try this. I really want to travel the world. And so I was like, you know what, I think what's the harm? Let's just give it a try. And now flight attending is not a dream of mine, but it's something that I've always wanted to try doing. I wanted to, you know, give it a try like for a year and see what it's like, get to travel the world a little bit. It's not like a full-time career that I plan on doing, but it's something that I want to try once in my life. So that is another reason, another thing that keeps me motivated. I don't know if I would actually do it at some point. We'll see, because if I get really busy and other things that I'm working on picks up and I don't have time to do it, then maybe I won't. But it is something that I would love to try given the opportunity, and I feel that it is ridiculous for my weight to be why I don't get a job. Do you know what I mean? I feel like if you're not good at it and then you don't get a job, makes sense. But because you're fat, you cannot work in an industry, I think that's ridiculous. So I'm gonna lose the weight. It's something that I can control, it's something I can do. I'm not like disabled. It's not like something that's not fixable. It is something that's fixable. You can lose weight and it's not that hard. You just need to be disciplined. So if I want to do this, then I got to do this. So like I said, I look at weight loss as a stepping stone. I don't look at weight loss as an ultimate goal that will fix all my problems. It's just more of like where it can get me or the things that I can do losing weight. And it's not a fantasy, it is something that you can actually do. Weight loss is not something that's far-fetched. It is doable if you are disciplined enough to actually do it. Number 3, health is on number 3. I know it's so ridiculous because it should be a number 1. Well, it was my kickstarter to weight loss, but number 3 is health. I was doing it for my health. I wanted to, I was having so much of like knee pains, and when I would walk, I think I shared before in another video, every time I would walk, my joints would hurt. And then I remember doctors saying that sometimes your weight can make the liquid in your knee like finish or something like that, and that could be the cause of my pain. And they wanted to check, and I was like, yeah, no, we're not checking anything. I'm gonna lose the weight. I'm just gonna lose the weight. And literally guys, I kid you not, after I started my weight loss journey, not even that long, I think like 20 kgs, after losing like about 20 kgs, I already stopped having knee pains. I stopped having back pains. I used to have severe back pain where I cannot sit for long, and I would always be massaging my back. When I sit in the office, I would always be massaging my back. It was so pain. No more pain after losing the weight. And what else? I think I used to just have so much of aches and pain, and I feel like weight loss and also working out helped me a lot, because I think it's the movement. I think I was building muscles in like my quads and all of that to help with my body weight, that I was not hurting my knee too much. I think that's what it was. I'm not like a fitness person, but I feel like that's what was happening to my body. If you're somebody who's like into fitness and you're watching this video, please help me, tell me if that could have been it. But I felt like I became much more stronger in my legs. I could walk longer, my endurance was longer, and my knee was not hurting anymore. Although I was not very thin yet, I was still overweight, but I think I was like 20 kgs down, and my knees stopped hurting, and I felt like I was also becoming stronger. When I think about one day I want to be a mom, I cannot afford to be like this or bigger than this. I need to lose the weight, because I know what it's going to be very hard on me to carry a child with already having so much of weight on my body, to be pregnant. I don't want any complications. I know a lot of people who are overweight. There are people who are overweight and never had complications in pregnancy, which is good. But I just would rather feel like I'm doing my part to make sure that I have a healthy pregnancy, and then the rest I can surrender to God. But at least I am doing what I'm supposed to do, and not just being like, oh God, you help me and take care of this whole thing, but then I'm just like not taking care of myself. So I'm preparing myself for one day when I want to have a baby, and I also want to build a routine where I am very into like fitness and taking care of myself and eating right, that after I give birth, I can instantly snap back when I want to. Number 4, the reason that I wanted to lose weight and what still drives me and keeps me motivated is my mom. I love her so much, and I hated how she would have to defend me every time someone said I was big, or every time someone said, how do you allow her to be this big, or what is she doing, why is she this big, I like all of this kind of stuff. And having to see my mom try to defend me, I hated that, because I feel like as a mom, you don't want people saying that your child is ugly. You know what I mean? Like, that is not something you want to hear. And people were saying that to my mom, but it's because of my own actions. I was doing things to make myself look that big. I was doing things to make myself that way, and I felt so bad that my mom had to pay the price of having to hear this and defend me, and she would always be like, oh no, everybody on her dad's side is big and stuff like that. And she would never tell me after that, like she would never be like, can you do something about your weight please? People are saying no. She would never. She would always remind me that I'm beautiful and that she loves me. But I felt guilty and I didn't like that. I wanted her to feel proud that she has 2 beautiful daughters, and when she says that she has 2 beautiful daughters, she's not lying to people. Okay, because I always think about the fact that, like, so last time my mom would be like, oh, I have 2 beautiful daughters, and then when she takes us to go visit those people, after them hearing about her 2 beautiful daughters, and then they see me, and then they see my gorgeous sister, and I'm just like, I'm sorry to disappoint. Oh my gosh. But oh gosh, I don't take myself too seriously. I think it's funny. When I think about that, I think it's really funny. Number 5, I just wanted to be the best version of myself, whatever that would look like. I just thought, how amazing would it be if I could just be like whatever the best version of Germaine could look like. Like, she's healthy and she's fit and she's educated and she has a good job, and someone who loves God, and she has a very good relationship with God. What would the best version of Germaine look like? I just wanted to become that, and part of that is weight loss. So like I said, weight loss is not my number 1 goal in my whole world. There are a lot of other things that I'm working on as well, and making YouTube videos is one of it. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. This is something I've always wanted to do, and saving up money and buying a camera and taking care of my mom financially. I'm currently being able to support my mom, and like just all these kind of things that I've always wanted to do. I always thought, like, what would the best version of me be like? And weight loss happened to be one of it as well. And if I can be like super fit and lose the weight and take care of myself, have good skin, have good health care, and all of these kind of things, like, that would be the best version of myself. And why not do the parts that I can control, the parts that I can do? Why can't people feel like I want to be the best at everything on the inside and out? Why is it like we constantly push that, oh, you only need to be the best on the inside and people shouldn't judge you from your outside? You shouldn't care too much about your outside and how you look and about your size and all this. No, if you're going to be the best version of yourself, be the best version of yourself all around. Do it inside and out. Whatever being the best version of yourself would look like, I feel like that's one of the best motivator. You can take your time with it, but you're headed somewhere good and you know where you're going, and that is the best way to do it. Not a fad diet, not something that just fixes the problem real quick, and then after that, what? You're looking to make sure that this is something you can do for the rest of your life, and this just be your lifestyle, just the way that you are. And number 6, this one, people might not agree with me, or people might be bashing me for saying this, but I want to marry a really hot guy. I want to marry someone who that sounded so shallow. What I mean is, I want to marry someone who also takes care of themselves and are into like fitness and taking care of themselves and looking good, which is why I don't mind marrying somebody who is overweight right now, but if he's on a journey of losing weight and getting healthy just like I am, then yeah, 100% I would date the person. So I feel like I want to date someone who shares the same goals as me, and who, I mean, not shares the same goals, but have the same lifestyle as me. And I feel like it's not fair for me to want to be with someone attractive and I don't look attractive, or I don't put any effort whatsoever to do the best that I can to be the most attractive version of myself. I think it's not fair, and I don't think it's shallow for somebody to want to be with someone attractive. I think it's human, it's normal. We have eyes and we have brain to process what we see with our eyes, and I like seeing nice things and nice people. So anyway, I hope you guys liked this video, and if you liked it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and like this video. Comment down below on what you would like me to make more on this channel, what kind of videos. This is a channel where I'm focusing on making content that involves bettering myself, being the best version of myself, and what that looks like, and also communicating with you guys on my thoughts on different topics, mostly different topics that relates to me. So because I'm on a weight loss journey, I feel like topics that covers anything to do with body positivity and like all these fat activist things, it concerns me, because I was in a place where I was eating all of this nonsense, and I want to use my channel to show you guys that there is 2 sides to being fat and being obese, and I lived on the, or I was obese, and I know both sides, and so I'm sharing with you guys my story. You can get a lot of content out there to support being fat and being obese. There are a lot of body positive message out there. You've got allies and celebrities like Lizzo out there to promote all of this for you. So I think it's only fair to also talk about the bad. You can't just talk about the good without talking about the bad. So yeah, comment down below guys what other kind of videos you would like me to make, and also give me your input. If you're somebody who's on a weight loss journey, I felt like I found a lot of people who are either on a weight loss journey or who have already lost a lot of weight, and in my previous videos, like, you guys were commenting, and it really inspired me, and it really just made me so happy to know that, like, I was not alone, and a lot of you agreed with me. Some of you disagreed with me partially, which I totally accept, and I totally understand where you're coming from. We are all different and we look at things differently, but I really like that you let me know what you think, and if you disagree with me, I'm completely fine with that as well. Just keep it polite, keep it nice and sweet, guys. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video.